I'm going to show you how I actually refocus the lens with using a couple things that I have. For the FPV pilots out there, this will be pretty easy. You're obviously going to, use your video out port that's on the GoPro. So essentially, you'll just remount, put the battery back in, holding the casing in there tight, pop in an SD card, make sure it has everything together. I don't even think you really need an SD card, but either way, you just put it together like this, and just essentially all we've done is removed the front cover. So with using this plug here and plugging it into the video out part of the cable where it says TV there, you can buy one of these cables for real cheap on getfpv.com, Amazon, eBay. You can find it pretty much anywhere, the little GoPro Hero 2 video out cables. So you can hook it up just about any way. You just make sure that it's compatible with whatever TV screen that you're using. So essentially all I'm going to do is I'm going to run this this cable here to this. I'm going to power up my FPV system, so I'm going to get live video out from here. It's like I said before, it's going to probably look real blurry, and I'm going to show you how to focus that. So I have my TV on, I have my receiver, my receiver hooked up, my video transmitter. I'm going to plug that in right now. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we're going to go ahead and plug up the FPV. We're going to plug up the video out cable into the GoPro, make sure it's fully seated and all the way down. It's a little bit hard to see like that. And then what we're going to do is we'll make sure everything's on and functional, good to go. And then we're just going to go ahead and power on the GoPro. So, the screen will flip. It's going to be real blurry like that, as you can see the screen. And I'm going to go ahead and video record this so you guys can see it when as it makes its transition to be refocused. Alright, so there's a couple reasons why I have this black thing stuck up there on the wall. The first reason is because when you spin the lens, you'll actually be able to see if it's scratched or not. You'll be able to see the fine parts, and it's much easier to see when you're refocusing it, due to the fact that the lens, when it's scratched, is typically white, and it'll basically pass in a circle around on the black there. And I have a little excerpt taken out of an FPV model building magazine, and I'm going to use that to help me focus the lens. So to focus the lens, you'll turn it clockwise or counterclockwise. So as I'm looking at it, if I unscrew it and loosen it up, it'll actually clear up the video. To refocus the lens, I'm gonna bring it in kind of close, and I'm just gonna spin it until the picture starts looking better. As you spin it, you'll start seeing the lettering. It'll start clearing up. You'll actually be able to see a couple things. If you notice, if you can see that, let me go ahead and refocus the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, so if you look at the screen, there's a blob here. It's right there, and it's staying in the same spot, and I'm able to see that as I tighten up the video, and it starts looking much better as I turn it counterclockwise. Then it'll actually start getting blurry again, so that'll tell me that I need to go back the other way and tighten up the image. To get it more crisp, I'm just going to go ahead and get closer to the paper. Once I'm basically able to read it pretty good, I'm going to find this sweet spot in between blurry and not so blurry. So it's somewhere right around about there. And as you can see, the image is much cleaner and much more crisp. And just playing with it, working on it back and forth, will get you real close, and you'll actually be able to see the everything much better. And then also, like I said, with the black background like that, you can see this this spot right here. So somewhere on this lens, somewhere right around there, I think, yep, right there, is going to be the little smudge looking mark. And there's a bunch of videos that you can look up on YouTube, and they explain that if you use 20% alcohol, 80% water, and a little mix, and just rub it on and continuously rub it on there, it'll take that scratch out. So I'm going to try that and see how that works. Alright, so the first thing you want to do to make sure that you don't burn your GoPro out is hit this power button and go ahead and cut it off. Okay, so now that I got my blue screen to death, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And zoom back in real quick. Get us refocused. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and unplug my, my FPV transmitter. Go ahead and move this out of the way so I have a usable working space. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the live video out from the camera. Move that out of the way without breaking anything. Go ahead and unplug my receiver. Alright, so now what we're going to do, basically we're just going to put the screen back on. This is something that you're really going to want to make sure that you do before you even before you even start that process. What you're going to want to do is just go ahead and clean out the inside of here so it slides back in. You might have a little dirt or something like that around here. And unfortunately, I've been flying without really any protective anything on the front. I've just been zip tying it to my aircraft, to my pan and tilt system. So what I did was I created one of these just from a couple little Velcro straps. I took some a Dremel tool, and I created a little slit in the top and bottom, ran it through. So essentially, you know, I'm able to take this and wrap that around my GoPro and lock that into place around the pan and tilt system. I still zip tie it, but at least I have protection of the eye from now on. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. Like I was saying, you know, when you put your Hero 2 front cover back on, you're not going to be able to get it on when you have this SD card in. So you're going to go ahead and remove that and get that out of the way first, and set that off to the side. Go ahead and place your front cover on there. One thing you're going to have to make sure of is that you kind of lean it toward this direction here, because you're going to want that screen to slide back. You're going to want it to slide back into place without crushing your screen. So you want to be real careful with this step here and make sure that you just get it on there so it fits just real nice without too many issues. Once you slide it down, it should look pretty close to what it used to look like, and just make sure all the sides are flush before you put it down. You know, I have a microfiber cloth that's down right now, so you know, it's real important to keep protecting your gear, even though, you know, I scratched up the lens. I'm not trying to scratch it any more than I already have. So yeah, so remove the battery. Then you're going to go ahead and take off the back again. You're going to pretty much start in reverse order. So I'm going to go ahead and start with this screw down here. And one good way to I guess hold on to your screws is to put it on the end of the head there, and then hold your finger down on it like that, so that you can hold on to your screw, get it lined up. And one thing you want to do is make sure that it's kind of, if you could see that, angled downward, so that when you put it in, you're putting it in on the side that's going to be easiest for you, and you're not going to be fighting with it. Go ahead and screw that in.